Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. I'm going to show you 4 delicious meals that we've had over the past little while here at our house. And if I were going to sum these up, I think I would just call this comfort food meals. It's been really cold, it's been really snowy, and so that's just kind of what I gravitate towards, I suppose. So if you want to see some meals that are quick, easy, but super delicious Southern cooking, just stay tuned. We're going to jump into the video right now. Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday here for us. I'm getting dinner started. Tonight is family night. And I am making a pasta bake. We haven't had anything like this in quite some time, and I just thought this sounded good. So here I am browning up 2 pounds of ground beef, and I have cut up some fresh mushroom that I am just simmering together with this meat. This has already been drained as well. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to add to this. All right, back on August the 31st, I filmed this and put it on my channel. So if you haven't had the opportunity to see it, I will link it below. But we had an abundance of garden tomatoes and produce. So I was just trying to find ways to use some of that. So I made a crock pot homemade spaghetti sauce. These are all our garden tomatoes, our green peppers, and onions. I simmered that all day long and I cooled it, and I got 1 big gallon size bag here of homemade pasta sauce. So I am going to add this now to my ground beef and let this simmer, and I'm going to make a pasta bake with this. And so it's so nice growing your own vegetables, canning those or preserving those in some way, in this case the freezer, and now it's just going to make such a delicious dinner for us tonight. All right, here it is. Added to the pot, still partially frozen, but it will simmer down pretty quickly, and then I will just let this kind of cook together for a little while. Then I'll taste it for seasoning. This was pretty well seasoned according to the original recipe, but I may want to add some fresh garlic or something along those lines, but I will see about that once this kind of gets incorporated. There's just something so beautiful about a fresh salad that's got all these vegetables that have these various colors. Just absolutely love it. So I've got a mix of some romaine and some spinach as the base, and then we have some cucumber, we have a carrot, we have cherry tomatoes, and we have 2 radishes. So this is going to be our dinner salad. I'm going to probably toss it with the Olive Garden Italian dressing, and then I'll put my croutons and some French fried onions and some fresh ground pepper on top. And that way all you have to do is use the tongs and get out salad to go with the dinner. All right, how beautiful is this? I want to show you how great this looks. Look at that. It's just made such a beautiful pot of now meat sauce, and it smells great, it looks great. I'm going to give it a taste test here and kind of see where we're at, but my goodness, this looks pretty wonderful. I'm not Italian, but on a day like today I can certainly pretend that I am. And here is a look at the pasta bake. I've got the rotini pasta, all of that delicious meat sauce, Parmesan cheese, some pepperoni on top. You can see we've already started digging into this. I tell you, on family night, my kids get here and my grandbabies, and I just forget what I'm doing. Here's my plate. We ate out of the fine china tonight. We never do that on family night, but I just took a shortcut today. Had some garlic bread, of course, and that delicious salad. This was so good. Good morning, guys. I have just started here in my crock pot. Without a liner this time. I just have 1 cup of Great Northern beans, 1 cup of pinto beans. I like the mix of the 2. So these are dry beans, obviously, and then I've just filled it up with water. I didn't measure that out. I just filled it up to where I thought was an appropriate amount. And then from my freezer, I have just a little Ziploc bag here of some diced ham from a spiral ham that we had, and I divided up our leftovers. So this is really about the right amount for what I have today. I'm not making a huge portion of beans, just enough for dinner tonight and maybe leftovers for eating on the next day or two. So this is still frozen. I just kind of broke that up, and I'm just going to slide that in. That is just the perfect amount, and I'm just going to give this a stir. I'm not going to add any other seasonings to this right now. I'm just going to let the beans, the water, and the ham get started here in the crock pot. I have it on low. It's early in the morning. This will cook throughout the day today, and this will be perfect. I did not soak these. All I did, I just looked them over really well, made sure there were no bad beans or rocks in there. There weren't, so we're good. In case you haven't done beans in the crock pot, as long as you have plenty of time to do them, you don't have to soak them overnight, you don't have to pre-cook them, anything like that. The crock pot does the work low and slow all day. And so I have a good day for this. I'm going to give you a quick look outside and let you know what we're dealing with here. So beans and cornbread will be a great dinner on this cold day. So I'm going to get the lid on and let these get going. Here's what we've got going today. You can see the pink in the sky down there. It's looking so pretty as the sun's coming up this morning. Here's what it looks like out my dining room window. Snow, snow, snow. All right, here are some potatoes from our garden. It is the end of January. We are down to maybe about this much more, I'd say. So some of them, you know, this is rather tedious to peel and fool with, but you know, I can't not use them, so they're going to be used. And then here are 3 of our garden onions. We probably have another 10 or so of these onions. And as you can see here, we are having some salmon patties to go along with this ham and beans meal. I am using this bread here. This is what my mom did, and I haven't done this in years and years, but take 2 pieces of bread, maybe the heels even, and just kind of rub them together, and you get your breadcrumbs going pretty easily like that. So I decided I was just going to add that in for kind of a binder along with the eggs. Of course, you saw that I had some onion in there, and you saw me deboning the salmon from the can. I will actually link below a couple videos where I have gone a little bit more in depth with talking about how to do salmon cakes if you've never done those before. They're a little work, but doesn't take too long, and they are so good. So I am adding these here to my iron skillet. Got a little bit of bacon grease in there, I believe is what I was using that day. Of course, these are going to be so good fried up in that. And so you just want to leave these for a fair amount of time to where they get a little crust on the bottom, and that helps them to stay together as they are frying. You can see my potatoes are over in the next skillet, just frying away. I did not film the making of the cornbread, but oh my word, there it is. I don't measure with cornbread. That's one thing. I just don't measure, and so it's hard to kind of leave a quote-unquote recipe, but I'll look and see if I have shared it before, and if I have, I'll link it below.
Okay guys, here's the cornbread, and she's flipping it over. Just look at the succulent craters in the top.
Succulent craters.
Yeah,
Nice.
it looks almost like there's a little smiley face saying, you're gonna love this. See the two eyes and the smile? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing here in just a moment. Smiling.
You guys, I am cracking up. I forgot that he even did that, and when I was editing and found that, I'm like, I have to leave that in. That's just so funny. He is a hoot. Anyway, yeah, so you saw there the chow chow. We love that. It's like a little relish. So good with cornbread, and of course some peppers and some onion. A meal fit for a king right here. All right, tonight for dinner, I'm going to use a bag of frozen meatballs. These came from Aldi. There's actually not a whole bag. I think it's about a half a bag. I am going to bake these according to the oven directions. I'm going to put a little bit of barbecue sauce on them. I think I'm going to do something super simple tonight. So I'm just going to look in the fridge and see what I have in the way of sauce that I can put on top of these, and then get these in the oven to bake. If you've ever seen Rachel Ray back in the day, I think she called them like bottom of the jar type of deals. So this has about this much in there. This isn't typically what I would choose first off to go on meatballs, but this is a really good sauce, Caribbean jerk, island spices and peppers. It smells really good. We've actually had this on wings. It's a really good one. And then I have just a little bit, you can see here, of this hickory and brown sugar Sweet Baby Ray's. So these are the two things I'm going to put over the meatballs and get in the oven. So the whole idea of the bottom of the jar type of theory is to look in the fridge and see what you don't have a whole lot of and how you can use that up. So that is nice. And I don't know if you are a starter or a finisher. I am a finisher, meaning I take pleasure in things getting finished. I just love it when I can finish something up and move it on into the trash, or when I can get something finished up, whether it be a project or a bottle of sauce. Okay, I've added just a little bit of water to this one. And the Sweet Baby Ray's is definitely a little bit thicker, so I'm going to get what I can out of here. And I may put just a little bit of water in this as well. I have used a mix of the Sweet Baby Ray's hickory brown sugar and some of this Buffalo Wild Wing sauce in the Caribbean jerk. And then I just used a little bit of water to get all the extra out of the bottom of these little jars. And this is going in the oven now for 25 minutes. Let me just say the combo of those two sauces were so good. James said he would repeat that same combo again. He really loved the little bit of the kick that came from the jerk sauce. It was really good together. I just opened up a couple cans of French style green beans, seasoned those up, put some bacon bits in there, and I made some macaroni and cheese from scratch. I've showed that on my channel several times. This was a really quick meal and very good. For dinner tonight, we are having smoked sausage with sauerkraut and some fried potatoes. This is a package of turkey smoked sausage. I like to get this at Aldi. I think Parkview is the brand. I just really like the taste of it from there. And I'm just sauteing this to get a little bit of color on it, a little bit of crisp on it. I'm going to put in some sauerkraut. I'll show you that in just a second. And then here, this is 3 potatoes that were baked earlier in the week. I have just been storing those in the refrigerator, and I need to use those up now. I like to bake potatoes when I do more than what I need, and I can use them in various things. This way, I just decided to keep the skin on and just cube them up. And I've just sauteed them up here in the skillet to get a little crisp on them. So that'll be really good as a side. And here's the sauerkraut I'm going to be using. It's Frank's. is the brand. I am just going to drain off the liquid here. I don't want a bunch of the liquid. And then I will probably put in a little bit of water. That way it kind of takes a bit of the sour down just a little bit, because I don't like it super, super sour. And I'm just going to let that simmer with the smoked sausage for a little bit, and that'll be a really good combo. This is one of my husband James' favorite things. He loves sauerkraut, and it's always really good with smoked sausage. All right, here is the sauerkraut and the smoked sausage. I just sprinkled some black pepper on there, so we like black pepper. I really didn't season this any other way. We've just got the meat after that fried up, and I put in the sauerkraut, a little bit of water in there. That, of course, deglazed the pan. That's going to give it some good flavor. So I don't really think I'm going to add much else to this. And there, my potatoes looking all lovely. This literally took the time to chop these potatoes and maybe 10 minutes or so in the pan, and the time to chop the smoked sausage and maybe 10 minutes or so in the pan, and maybe another 10 minutes or so on the sauerkraut. So this meal comes together in maybe about 20 minutes, maybe even a little bit less if you're in a hurry. So it's a quick meal to get on the table. All right, here is my plate. Potatoes, smoked sausage, and sauerkraut. I'll probably add a little bit of ketchup to my potatoes, and it's gonna be a yummy meal. That does it, guys. That brings us to the end of the video. I hope you found some inspiration for some things to add to your menu plan for this week or this month. Hope you're doing well. If you haven't given this a thumbs up, I would love that. Subscribe if you've not, and I will look forward to seeing you the next time. Bye-bye.